So now let's get to a little fun segment. It's called Brew and Buzz with GulfBuzz. We're just going to ask you one question. It's just going to be like a rapid fire. Dream car to review.
SLS Gullwing, Mercedes SLS Gullwing.
Most memorable road trip.
It was one word, I have to say.
No, I mean like.
So it was, I will give you a recent one because first of all, I have the memory of a goldfish. I don't even remember what was the two questions before you asked me. So I will give you a recent one. We recently went with my brother to Saudi. And we were going to KSA and we were supposed to go to Bahrain. So we went to KSA and he knew a shortcut. Like there is a new road being built, but a little bit gap is there. So it's blocked with sand. And he had his 4x4, he has an Nissan Patrol and I was driving my Chevy Malibu. It was a sedan car. And I did not know about it, that he's going to take a shortcut. And this shortcut is like consuming more fuel simply because we're going on more RPM. He takes the shortcut and he's like, you go first because I have to go off-road. And he has a Nissan Patrol, which is 4x4. I have a sedan, which is 1.5 or 1.6 liter engine with turbo. And I was like, you know what, let's get our hands dirty. So I get my hands dirty, we go in. After a while, I get stuck. There's one guy, I don't know, roaming around with a winch. Even though we had a winch in our car as well. But he came, he's like, don't worry, I got your back. He put the winch on the Nissan Patrol's back and in the front of my car and we removed the car. Now we are going. Now the fun fact is, my fuel is half. Now, the difference between big engine and small engine cars is that the big engine cars, they go on lower RPM when they're going on high speed. So Nissan Patrol was going 160 kmph and the RPM was 2.5, 2,500 RPM. My small engine car was going 160 and the RPM was 6,000. It's like, so it was consuming more fuel and my fuel was draining. And since this road was empty, closed, there was no fuel stations. And I was like, well, this is going to get crazy. Till we reached a point where it was near the city and my fuel indicator came up. And I was like, yep, this is happening. So I slowed down. I was like, you know what, I'm going to go at 120 kmph so that there will be less load on the car. And then we found a place and then I filled the fuel and then we went to Bahrain.
That's an interesting story to get.
Absolutely.
Imagine if you get stuck in the middle of the road.
We would sleep there. We would camp. Come on, we were boys. We would camp there.
One word to describe your driving style.
Fast.
First car you ever owned.
So leave the first car I ever owned. I will tell you the first car which I had the most attachment with, which I first ever drove. It was my father's car. It was back in the days, I think, Toyota Land Cruiser Prado, which was, I think, 1980s, 82, 86. It was a two-door one. I used to call that car as a ship. I used to sneak around and get the keys and I used to drive around with my friends. That car was so strong that the front bumper was made out of metal. And one time I was with a friend and we were vibing to the music. And there was a car which was stuck on a speed breaker. And I thought, by the time I will be near, this car will go, it will pass. Turns out this car was stuck there. And by the time I realized it, I slammed the brakes. Now it's an old model brakes with no ABS. Cheese! Broken. So the guy's like, what happened? I'm like, leave, what happened? Look at your car. He goes and looks at the back of his car. It's into pieces. He comes and looks at my car. He's like, what? There is no scratch. I'm like, it's bomb-proof. That's why there is no scratch. So that's the favorite car. Or that's the first car I can say. Yeah.
A car trend you love?
Making turbo sounds. Making the sounds of superchargers.
You know how to make a sound.
I can make a turbo sound. Like that. And the whining sound of a supercharger, of course, if it's, let's say, a Chrysler or an SRT, it's like... So yeah, it goes like that.
What sound does an electric car make then?
So electric cars, they're scary. And listen to me. One day I was at a place where it was all empty. And you know the sound of UFOs in the movies? Yeah. Electric car, put it in reverse, it makes the same sound. And the craziest part was, I'm not scared of the exhaust sound, of the loud sound. First time ever in my life, I got scared of the sound of an electric car being reversed.
Really?
Yes. It sounds exactly like an UFO.
It sounds like some alien is coming
some crazy stuff is happening. It's not natural.
Really?
Yeah.
I think I'm going to try somebody's car just to reverse. Best car movie?
Last night I watched a movie which was 66, Le Mans 66. It was Ford versus Ferrari. Yeah. That's not my favorite movie. It's a very good movie. My favorite movie is Ford versus Lamborghini, Lamborghini versus Ford.
Oh, I don't know about it.
Amazing movie. Amazing. You have to watch it. It's, I think, available on Netflix or something. You have to watch it. Because with Ferrari, if Ferrari was never introduced, we would not have Lamborghini. We would not have Ford GT. We would not have Pagani. We would not have a lot of car companies because it all started with Ferrari. Because all of these started to become, they wanted to work with Ferrari in some way or another. And the old man was, like, no, I don't want to work. I'm me. So even they fought with Lamborghini. Lamborghini was making tractors. It was not into cars. But he went to Ferrari. Let's make a partnership because your cars are amazing. But there is one problem with your cars. The clutch. It's not very good. But I have the good clutch. So let's partner together. Let's make Ferrari, Lamborghini. Best. He says, go back to your tractors, farmer. And he took that insult and he made a car. Until now, till date, people who love Lamborghini, they're against Ferrari. People who love Ferrari, they're against Lamborghini.
That's an interesting story. I never knew about it. I think I know the answer for this, but electric or gasoline?
If that's the question, why are we even here? But yeah, of course, gasoline. Yes. There is difference. See, there is not just difference about how the sound, difference about how you feel. Like people say, no, electric cars are fast. They're not fast, they're quick. There is a difference between fast and quick. You don't put, a chicken in a microwave oven just because it's quick. Barbecue. You like the grill. There's a different taste to it. So it's quick from 0 to 60 mph, which is 100 kmph. The real feeling starts after 100 kmph.
No. Manual or automatic?
Of course, manual.
A celebrity car collection you admire?
I don't follow celebrities, so I don't know anything about their car collection.